I have a very special person I want to introduce you guys to. This is Tana. She has just graduated, yay Tana, from my nutrition and wellness program, and she has made bounds and leaps that she is actually going to share with my YouTube audience. So if you guys haven't seen her first video, she touched base on where she was at halfway through the program and what types of changes she saw, what types of struggles she went through. Now she's at the end of the 90-day program, and she would like to give you a little piece of advice for anybody who is considering this process and some different things that she learned along the way. So Tana, well actually let's reintroduce yourself for people who haven't seen the first video. Where are you from?
Okay.
What's your family like? How old are you?
I'm 53. I just turned 53. I'm 53. I live in Canada, northern Canada, up in northern BC. We are in a little town and lots of outdoor activities, and we're getting into nearing winter because the snow has been threatening the last few days coming, but I don't know if it'll stay. I hope not. We're just still too early. I got 3 kids, but they're all grown, and it's me and my husband, and we're just trying to do life better.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I want to live right on the lake.
Yeah.
So, what did your diet typically consist of prior to starting this program? Were you plant-based ahead of time? Where were you at in your journey?
I was semi-plant-based. I had, like I said in the first video, I just sort of, as a fluke, did it fast for, I think it was just before Lent. We were just doing something, and I've always had issues with like constipation and not sleeping and low energy and those kind of things, but I just was going to do this fast just because a lot of people that I go to church with were going to do it as well, and I found out that like almost immediately I was going to the washroom, and I was just like so shocked, I guess, of that, because I lived off laxatives for most of my adult life, but
you were becoming more regular, is what you were saying.
Yeah, I lived laxatives like all the time, and I never thought that I could ever get normal, but it wasn't like I didn't know a lot. I just stopped eating meat and stopped eating dairy. I just didn't know a lot. I still was using a lot of oil in my cooking, and I didn't understand. I started to gain weight, and it was like, what the heck? You're not eating meat or anything. How can you gain weight? And then I met you, and you just fine-tuned me and taught me so many things, and introduced me to other plant-based authors and different books that I've been reading. So yeah, I just tweaked it.
Okay, so a typical day's worth of eating would look like what for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Now?
No, beforehand.
Beforehand. Let me think. It's like a few months ago now. A toast, butter, peanut butter, coffee. Then lunch was your salads and stuff, but lots of dressing. And then and nuts and seeds and just lots of oily stuff kind of, and then like fatty, like avocado and things. And then supper was same thing, lots of saucy stuff, lots of salt. Didn't understand, the SOS idea, and I didn't do sugar, but I did a lot of oil and a lot of salt. So what would it be? I can't even think. Like just cooking with oil, cooking with salt, cooking with lots of sauces that I didn't understand were not good for me.
And your wine with dinner, and
yeah.
I forget the other products that you were consuming, but yes, stuff like that. The huge.
Chocolate. The huge. Chips.
Right. What we all succumb to at some point in time. Okay. Mm-hmm. What was your primary motivation behind making the plant-based transition, and what results were you hoping to achieve?
Well, like I said, I was in shock that this was working, and I still hadn't tweaked it. I still hadn't gotten to the SOS part. It was just getting off of animal fats and animal proteins and dairy and stuff, and how that changed me so much that then I started realizing that, oh my goodness, like this is something here. I better look into this. And what I really was hoping was, I think one of the things that was Dr. Greger, and he said, you never have to count calories. You never have to go on another diet. And I'm like, huh? Like it was just such a shock. I'm like, I've always counted calories because I was macro. So you got to do your numbers, your carbs, your protein, your fats, and you have to stay within those limits. And, it worked, but you just never learned anything. Like I didn't learn that, the animal fats and stuff weren't good for me, and why I was still constipated, and why my skin was still really bad, and why wasn't I sleeping, and why is my knee wrecked, and and all these inflammation issues that I didn't realize I was having. So I wanted to get my life in order. I wanted to have control over myself. I wanted to understand. I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to be just kind of like a follower. I wanted to just get it in me more than anything. I'm not into really teaching other people right now, but I just wanted me to be better.
And now you're the example, Tana. That's amazing. Yeah, a lot of people come to me with these notions of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Like all they know is macros. I should have this amount of protein and this amount of fats, but that's not what we eat. We don't eat fat. We don't eat protein. We eat food. So trying to reframe that mindset, first we have to throw out everything you think you know about nutrition and completely rebuild that foundation of plant-based knowledge. And now, look at her. She's thriving. You're amazing, Tana. Truly. Okay, so what does a typical day's worth of meals look like now?
So in the last video, I wasn't on intermittent fasting. Now I am. So I don't eat until 10 o'clock in the morning. So I have water in the morning, and then I go to work. And then at 10, I usually have a banana. And then, excuse me, and then lunchtime consists of usually like a big salad, and lots of beans and grains in the salad, and lots of veggies. And then I come home from work, and I eat till 7. So I try to eat with these guys, but I usually eat before they get home, and that is so. What do I have lately? Stir fries has been happening. Soups. I make a batch of soup on the weekend, and all my grains and beans, and I get all that ready so that I just throw things together. Like today was really good because this morning I woke up a little bit late to get going for work, and so I threw in a bowl. I threw in a frozen broccoli, garbanzo beans, oatmeal already cooked, and cheese sauce. Threw it all in and went to work and just microwaved it at work. It was so delicious. This is incredible. And that's all it is those things, like frozen broccoli. And I put it all in there, and it was just lovely. It was so good and filling. So yeah.
Cheese sauce, right?
Oh, the cheese sauce. Sorry. It's made out of potatoes and carrots. And potatoes, carrots, nutritional yeast, and garlic powder. And I think I can't remember where I got it from, but it's somewhere on YouTube land. But yeah.
Nutmeg Notebook, probably. Is that the one that you use?
Yeah, Plentiful Kiki.
Plentiful Kiki has a good one. Those low-fat recipes.
Yeah, and that was really good.
Yeah, I just want to clarify.
Yeah, sorry, not your cheese sauce that you normally would
think. I know, isn't that funny? Now we say stuff like that, and we don't even think about the fact that they're not like, how other people tend to see what cheese would be.
Exactly.
All right, Tana, you obviously seem to enjoy your food. Do you feel satisfied? Are you excited to get to your meal every breakfast, lunch, and dinner? How does that work?
Yeah. Like the other day it's changing. My palate is changing. So that's really different. So the beginning, and I guess if that's any advice I could give, is that in the beginning you go from your, you eating your fats and your oils and stuff, and then you go into plant-based. It is hard because your mouth or your palate doesn't want to take that in as delicious yet. So now I'm having steamed kale in the morning, or like at 10 o'clock. I'm having steamed kale and then potatoes,
Wow.
or something like that. and I'm loving it. Like, it's just so good. So yeah, I can't remember what your question was, but it's like my palate changed.
Yeah, I was just curious if you feel deprived. Do you feel hungry all the time? Or are you satisfied?
Yeah, totally. I think potatoes really help, and all the different varieties, potatoes and squashes and stuff. It gives you that filled feeling, and grains, of course. But if you're on the weight loss trail of things, you want to keep that at bay. A cup and a half of grains, cup and a half of beans a day, kind of thing, and that's enough. You don't need any more than that.
Yeah, it sounds like you must be full if you're having that 13-hour time restricted eating window where you're fasting. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's an exciting question. What noticeable changes have you experienced in your health thus far? Mentally, physically, emotionally? I know you discussed your energy increasing, your taste perception changing. What's going on with your knee and your skin?
So my knee has the inflammation has gone completely down. It's not swollen whatsoever, and I believe that is, well, it's weight loss, but it's mostly salt, not eating the salt, and it's just made it better. I can run up and down the hill. I can go biking. I'm going biking just after this interview. And I don't hurt anymore. I can do exercises now in my gym where I couldn't before. My skin rebounds. Like, I still have, I have rosacea, so I probably will, have to deal with some level of that, most of my life, but it rebounds better now. And the fogginess in my brain is a bit noticeably gone. Like I was telling you, I've had some personal challenges lately, and I haven't turned to food for comfort. I haven't turned to like alcohol or those things, and I'm not. My sleep isn't really being disturbed too much. My anxiety's gone down, and I'm able to just kind of go through the pain. Like walk through the pain in a better controlled person than I used to. I would be a victim to my emotions, and now I'm able to understand a little bit better what my emotions are saying to me now.
That's incredible. Tana was in a really dark place with her relationship with food and her relationship with her body when she first came to me. She was very unconfident in her capabilities of taking care of herself, and she really wanted to be that example for her family and her friends that just kind of exudes health. And I think that you have done a wonderful job at that so far, and I definitely see you progressing along this journey. So I really hope you stay in touch and let me along for that journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Tana also had some severe sensitivities to sunlight. She couldn't go outside for long periods of time, exposing her skin. Now she's out biking in the sunshine and running around with her kids, and you're an inspiration.
My husband, we used to camp when the kids were small, and we got rid of all our camping supplies and everything. And I'd be in the middle of summer with long sleeves and gloves and hat and the whole thing, and on steroids to keep the stuff down. And this year we went camping. I've been swimming. I've been kayaking. I've been all these things that I thought never to be possible. So that's a big one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they actually bought kayaks for her birthday.
Yep.
Super cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love that you touched on the anxiety reduction and your ability to handle life stressors. A lot of my other clients call this a improvement in their mental resilience. They can just handle whatever comes their way, and they don't feel the need to turn to their caffeine or their alcohol or their food anymore, their highly palatable foods. They just go about their day, and maybe you've incorporated some more exercise. Tana actually started making a home gym at the end of her program. She had so much intrinsic energy to express. So I'm really impressed with you, and I'm so glad you're sharing your story with us.
Yeah, it seemed impossible.
Right. If you find yourself struggling with this transition or losing those excess pounds, make sure you click my link in the description box below and schedule a free 45-minute consultation with me so we can get started on your health journey. So what were the major challenges taking on the transition? Besides the taste perception problem?
The what?
The issue with the taste adaptation?
Society. Society, like friendships, going over for dinner. People don't know what to do with you. And at first, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to take your food with you. You don't want to do those things. And then as you get feeling better, you get more confident, and you start taking your own food with you. And you outwardly admit it. It's like, oh, I'll bring my own food. Don't worry about it. I just want to hang out or whatever you're doing. So I think that was a big one for me. We were really big at takeout and Friday night dinners, that kind of thing. And that was a really big one. I think, what do you call those? I can't remember what you call them. But anyways, they're kind of overly processed, but they're plant-based burgers or they're plant-based.
Oh, the vegan analogs?
Analogs, that's the word. Yeah. And so I did that at first, and that was like a stepping stone into kind of not wanting it, actually. Just doing my own thing, making my own veggie burgers, or not even having that, having something else, and just feeling okay still. So I guess those ones would be big. Okay, we got a big Thanksgiving this weekend. It's Canada's Thanksgiving. So I'm focusing on sides. I'm focusing on my mashed potatoes, my yams, my Brussels sprouts, the way I want to cook them. So I'm still part with the savory and the sage and all the different things that still make it Thanksgiving, but without all the other stuff, bad stuff. So, yeah.
Tana actually thought that she was going to be living on these, what are they called? The meat-based burgers, the plant-based meat analogs. Beyond Meat and those types of processed plant-based transition foods. She just had it in her forethought that that's the way that things were going to be forever, for as long as she could foresee her future. Was, oh, I'm going out to this special barbecue with my family or my friends, something that we do every year. So everybody else is having burgers, so obviously I'm going to bring my plant-based burger to make myself feel like I am part of the crowd and I belong, and she could partake in the indulgence. But one day I was like, hey Tana, why don't you try making your own plant-based burgers? And I gave her a great recipe, and she's just completely branched out from that. And like she said, she doesn't even care about the burgers anymore. She brings along just any wonderful tasting plant-based dish, and she's totally satisfied and happy with what she has, regardless of how different it is from what the rest of the individuals are eating. So that's super exciting.
Yeah, you just get you're okay with yourself, whatever you bring. I'll bring what I just explained to you, what I brought for lunch today. I'll bring maybe something like that instead. Like, it just doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, I think it gets to a point where you see so much benefit and your body goes through so many changes that you just start building this confidence and reassurance in what it is that you're doing with your diet, that you're like, you know what? I am so proud of what I'm eating. I don't even care that it's different from yours, or I don't care about all the questions you're going to ask me. I am so comfortable in my skin and in my body right now, and this is what I'm going to choose. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So how much weight did you lose, Tana?
Well, 14.
14 pounds, that's right.
Yeah.
Her goal was originally 25, but she had kind of a back and forth situation with the transition, and that's totally anticipated. So I am still really impressed with you. You look like you have dropped a dozen pant sizes.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the inches are gone. Like, I'm shocked at where I've lost weight. I've never lost weight like this before. It's everywhere. Like, before, it would be just not like this. Like, I've never noticed it like this before. So it's I don't know. It's like plant-based is more natural or healthy, or the better way to even lose weight, so it makes you look better as you're doing it.
Yeah, losing inches is way more important than losing pounds, I feel. Mm-hmm. So do you still have cravings for any of those, like the chocolate or the wine or any of those things that you used to turn to, the chips? Do you miss any of those? Mm-hmm. Do you find yourself
Every
craving?
Every once in a while, I will. But I don't know. It's not. It's like if I'm thinking about something crunchy or something like that. I don't know, not really. Uh, it goes away. Like I don't kind of fall into it. Like I used to just run into those things, and you're kind of controlled by it, and now you're controlling it. So
You
yeah,
talk about it
it's
like
not.
it's so easy.
Well, wait, I don't. What are we at? 3 months?
Yep.
It was tough at first. It was tough at first, and I thought you were so tough, but you're not. I mean, you are,
I'm
but
just human.
yeah, you're good, and you're correct, and you correct me when I was off thinking in one way. Like that one time, I was having a hard week, and we met, and you set me straight, and it was tough, but it was needed, and it was at that moment. It was like, okay, well, I can continue my life the way it was this whole time, and just fall to victim to whatever I'm going through, or I can get up off the floor, get my big girl panties on, and deal with this.
Hmm.
And it was at that moment, and I think we were going camping, and I just wanted to fall into what everybody else is doing, and I didn't. And I went to the grocery store, and I got my lettuce, and I got my veggies, and I got my beans and stuff, and I made it work, and it was fine. And I made that weekend, and I'm like, oh yeah, like it was really, it was go from there.
That's the weekend you started eating salad for breakfast. I remember.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, it was a change. I needed you to be tough for me, and you were. It was awesome.
Oh, thanks, Tana. And don't get me wrong, I never, ever, ever tell my clients they have to eat salad for breakfast. That was all Tana's doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You never did.
So, do you see yourself maintaining this lifestyle long term now that you're no longer invested in my program?
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, there's no going back. Only because, like, for me, I had immediate results. Like, immediately, I was able to go to the washroom. Immediately, I could go outside in the sun. It did not take a long time to see those things. And like, I fought for those. I fought over those things forever. And here, I had that right away. I was like, I think that is success is when it's not about weight,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about other things. Um, those other things that you don't think about too much because you're always thinking about weight. But it's the weight loss and stuff that kind of gets you fall a little bit on those things. But when you can really put your feet solidly on those other stuff that really impact your life in a negative way, and then all of a sudden they're positive, you can't go back. Like, that's what it feels like. It's just not worth it.
Tana was so overconsumed with thoughts of food and what was she going to eat next, or oh, did she eat something good or did she eat something bad, or whatever it may be. This is my daughter, Ayana. She was homesick, but she's feeling much better now. Come here, honey. So it was so overwhelming that it was impacting her quality of life. And now she's expressing how much that has dissipated, and she can now enjoy all those other wonderful things that are so much more important in life. Final question. What advice would you give to someone considering this transition to a whole food, plant-based lifestyle?
Start slow. Take one day at a time. Do your analogs if you have to. Just keep going. Don't give up. It's your body starts responding to the positive food you're putting in, the healthy, positive food that you're putting in. All of a sudden, it's literally like overnight, your body will start responding, and you will like that. You'll crave it. Like, I'm having kale in the morning, for goodness sakes. Like, who has kale in the morning?
I do.
Like, that's right? And I thought, I'll never get there, and then it happens. And so this is 3 months. This is only 3 months, and it's changed my whole outlook on food and life around. So take it slow, one day at a time, and it will change for you. Because I think that's the natural way to eat, is this way. So your body is like, finally, you figured it out. So
Yay!
yeah. I think so. And I just wanted to say that I've enrolled in a Forks Over Knives cooking course that I'm starting this weekend. I'm so excited, and I think you even can take another one after this that goes into fermenting and different things like that. So then I think my husband, and I'll feel a little bit more comfortable bringing my husband in on things, because we'll be cooking together more different stuff. So it would be good.
Oh, that's so exciting, Tana. So obviously this is a long-term plan for you. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, you're investing lots of money, and it's fun now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
so stinking proud of you. I just can't tell you enough how amazing you look. I
Thank
wish I would have
you.
recorded you on our first session so you could like
Oh.
see the difference. All right, guys. Hopefully Miss Tana will stay in touch with us and let us know how her journey is going with her ongoing plant-based transition. And we will see you next time. Bye, Tana.
Bye.